Hello everyone, my name is Christian Nobble, and for my statistical presentation, I chose to study Christian affiliation and its steady decrease over recent years. Why study religious affiliation? The impact of religion. Religion, specifically Christianity, has been known to influence community engagement, family life, and civic identity. It is a defining part of most people's lives, whether they realize it or not. The steady increase of nuns, people with no religious affiliation. People associating with no religious affiliation, often referred to as nuns by researchers, are quickly becoming one of the largest and fastest groups growing in America. This is especially bad for us Christians because we are called by Christ to be fishers of men and to bring as many people as we can into the kingdom of heaven with us. Christian identification over time. A Pew study from 1990 showed that about 85% of the questioned people were identified as Christians. In 2007, that percent dropped down to about 78%. In 2014, it was 71%, and in 2021, it was 63%. In 2023 and 2024, it maintained about a 62%. The Gallup study of 2023 showed about 68% of the people questioned identified as Christians. The rise of the nuns. Nuns include atheists, agnostics, and all people who don't associate with any religious group. A Pew study in 2007 showed that about 16% of the questioned people were declared as nuns. A Pew study in 2021 had shown that that percentage grew to about 30%, and it's maintained that 29 to 30% up to the current day. Faith across generations. The PRRI study from 2023 showed that about 34 to 38% of 18 to 29-year-olds were declared unaffiliated. About 28% of the 30 to 49-year-olds were, 20% of the 50 to 64-year-olds, and about 12% of the 65 and up group. This trend highlights how recent and younger generations are leading the disaffiliation trend. This fact may continue as years go on as well, based on projected statistics. Pews versus Gallup. Why numbers differ. While both studies do often produce similar results, there is usually some discrepancy between the two studies. This is due to different wording of questions, sample size, and the definition of religious. These differences make it important to look at multiple sources for studies like these, in order to get a general average for the desired statistics, rather than going just based off one study. Social and cultural implications. Lower church attendance. With more unaffiliated people in younger generations, church attendance has and will continue to take a large hit. Volunteering and charity. Many studies have found that people who regularly attend church are much more likely to be involved with some form of volunteering or charity. With less Christians comes less charity. Health outcomes. Numerous large-scale studies from Harvard, Pew, and academic journals find that regular participation in religious or spiritual practices, especially weekly service attendance, is statistically associated with better mental and physical health outcomes. My conclusion. Over the past 30 years, Christian affiliation has dropped from around 80% to 30%, and trends show that this drop could continue. This drop is also linked to negative outcomes such as decreases in charitable donations, volunteering, and overall health. This should be a sign for all of us Christians that while we do have our own battles we must face, we cannot forget that we have another job in this world, and that is to spread the gospel to as many people as we can. Let's make heaven crowded. These are the sources that I used for this presentation. Thank you for your time, and I hope you learned something. In Christ, Christian.